Hi everyone, this is Paul speaking from the Guitar Master, and behind the camera, as always, my lovely wife Stefanie.
Hi everyone.
And today it's, I think, a privilege, I think also an honor to meet, I think, to be honest, an underestimated guitarist from Germany.
Okay, thank you.
So, meet Hans Platz. Welcome, Hans. And can we say that you're an underestimated guitarist from Germany? Because
I'm honored. I'm flabbergasted or something.
No,
yeah.
Because we all know the great names.
Of course.
But if you search for Hans Platz, a lot of people I thought, who's Hans Platz?
Of course. But there's so many
and then I thought about you, and then I promoted your music, and they give it a spin, digital, or I give the CD. I have also the vinyl, the Darkside of the Moon.
Wow.
And then after a couple of spins, people say, wow, it sounds amazing.
Thank you.
So I think you're an underestimated guitarist.
Thank you.
But you are a long time already in this industry. So my first question, we're both guitarists.
Well, first of all,
Okay.
let me answer the introduction, because I mean there's so many great guitar players, so there's not just the one who sticks out anymore. I mean, in the day of the internet and Instagram, you can see so many great talents everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not about being the best player or the best guitar player. It's about having a band and doing something enjoyable for the audience, and not being the new guitar hero from the 80s, but just have a band and a good time and transport maybe some good vibes in a group of people.
Yeah, you're 100% right about these days. If you search the Instagram, the TikTok, the socials, you see kids, 11 years old, they're playing guitar, and you think, this is fake.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
Sometimes it is actually, but the talent out there is amazing.
Yeah, but I have a lot of inspirators, and one of them is, of course, Joe Satriani, and he says in a lot of interviews, you can be technical, playing as hell, but to build up a career is something completely different.
Absolutely.
And that is what you do a long time already.
Right.
So I think that is the difference. You can be technical and copy something. Maybe that is easy, but to be creative and build up a band and to be a professional musician, that's different.
Absolutely.
So, now maybe the next question: how did you start your career from being the same guy as now on the internet sitting till now I am a professional musician and I can make a living of it?
Yeah. Well, when I started, there was no Instagram or YouTube. Beard is grey, so you can figure it out probably. Well, but I started playing guitar with like 15 years. Pretty late actually.
Yeah.
But
the same as me.
Yeah.
I started late.
But I was a maniac. I started and I was coming home from school and played like 6 hours at home after school and doing homework, and then I was sitting in my room and playing guitar, and I was playing in bands like immediately, basically, like with friends from school, and
there was a culture
in
your living area?
Absolutely. In our hometown there was a big culture of bands like the guys who've been a little bit older than you, which always have a big influence on you, and they're often a role model because you look up to the guys who are 2 grades above you in school and want to be that cool as well and stuff like that. But there was a big culture there, drummers, bass players, singers, and lots of bands came out of my home area, like independent bands. It was pretty good scene to grow up and to play and to have gigs, even with the age of 16 or 17. And when you play gigs, you realize that the stuff you work at home and play
Did you take lessons from the start,
I had lessons from a guy 2 grades above me. And then afterwards I had like workshops and stuff like that. I went to Berkeley for a summer semester.
The Berkeley School in Germany?
In Boston.
In Boston?
Yeah, for summer semester, just for summer semester.
So you moved to Boston?
No, just for a summer.
Okay,
you know.
just for the summer.
Yeah, not a whole study. And I did workshops with Josche Stefan or Matthias Eklund and stuff like that, and to get inspiration.
Yeah.
But I did a lot by myself. And yeah, and I played in bands all the time and recorded. And when you play in bands and you have songs and you have to play a solo, you often realize the stuff you're working at doesn't work when you have to play a solo for a certain song because the lick doesn't work in that speed and stuff like that. So you have to you have to find a way to work yourself into the song and into the mood and into the feeling and start improvising. That's something you have to learn when you start playing guitar, I think, to just play, not to think, but to just play. Like when you talk, you are talking. Music is like a language because when you talk, you don't think about the words or the single letters. And when you play guitar, any instrument, it should be the same. You just play without thinking about, oh, I'm playing that lick now, or I'm playing that note now. But that's the ultimate goal, I think. You have to play an instrument like you talk, not thinking about the words or the letters, but you have to think about what you want to transport, what you want to say.
Yeah.
You know, the overall picture,
Yeah.
and not, that lick, I want to play that lick and that arpeggio. And
Yeah.
that's not important. The
No.
overall feeling, the message is important.
Yeah.
And that's something I think I recorded it in solo album in 2013, and I started out with a single instrumental track, and I had no bass player for that track. And I was wondering who could play bass, and just for fun, I wrote an email to T.M. Stevens. I don't know,
Yeah.
you know, and I immediately got an answer from the management. Yeah, sure, he will do it. When he's back home from tour, he will record. And then I had a bass track from T.M. Stevens, and he was super nice and super fun to play with. And then I thought, hey, Dan, I have one song, so I have to do more. And so I created an instrumental album. And during that process, I basically learned not to listen left and right, just not comparing myself to Steve Vai or Satriani or Jeff Beck or whoever, just to focus on what I can do. Because you often, as a guitar player, you often fall into the trap, you think you're not good enough because Steve Vai can do something I can't do. So I have to practice more until I'm worthy because I play like Steve Vai. But that's not the point, basically. When you're an artist or a musician, you have to find what you're good at, what's your voice, what's your message. And that might be different from what Steve Vai is doing. So maybe I can't play like Steve Vai, but I can do what I can do. And that's what these people are doing, actually.
I think that is the mystical X factor.
Mm.
You have to play the guitar with 110%, that you mean it. And I think then people can feel it.
Mm.
And now, to go back with the kids of today, they are shredding like hell, but what do they mean with it? So I think that is also a big difference between what you say about feel and when you look at the kids, look at me, I can play 100,000 notes in 3 minutes. So I think it's all about the feel, but I'm a guitar teacher and I see a lot of guys and girls playing and don't know what they are doing. So did you learn the theory back in the days already?
Yes.
And it's something that you say to the new generation, kids, know your theory, know what you are doing. Because for songwriting, soloing, etc., I think it's important to have that luggage to be a better musician.
Yeah, I had jazz courses and got all the jazz theory. And in theory, I know what to play over which chord and all the diminished chords and scales and stuff like that in theory. but I'm not a jazz guitarist. I don't go out and play jazz every night, so I can't really do it. Yeah. But I know the theory behind it, and that helps definitely, and that helps open up your playing because you can vary, you can if you know what you're doing, you can play with it. It's like a language you learn, as I said earlier. If you know the language, you can talk, you can speak.
Yeah.
You have to learn the language to speak.
Yeah,
that's it basically, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what that's the quote from Miles Davis, and he said you have to learn the theory, everything, and then you have to forget it, and then you start playing. And that's basically when you talk. When you grow up, you learn the language and you learn how to write and everything, and then you forget about it. You do it. You just do it. You don't think about it. You drive a bike.
Yeah.
And you just do it. You don't think about driving a bike, and that's music as well. But with the kids nowadays, I think all the shredding is great, and I think you also can have feeling and a meaning when you play fast and when you shred. So it's not exclusive.
Yeah, especially in a rhythmical way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not about the notes, but about the rhythm.
Yeah, rhythm is
in
so
a lot of notes you are playing.
Yeah,
that's what I like. When you play fast in some kind of rhythm, bass and drums, and then it's the solo in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when was the turning point for you that you're saying, well, now I want to be a professional musician, but also make a living of it?
It just happened, actually.
It just happened.
Yeah. I never said, now I'm doing it. So I just did everything at the same time. Well, I also studied computer science, actually. So for a long time it went parallel, and these days I'm doing music.
Yeah.
But
and for how long now? That you can say, well, I'm a professional musician and I can make a living of it. Yeah. I get a lot of questions by the students I've got from Paul, I want to be a professional musician, and how are you going to be a professional musician? And there's no answer.
There's no answer.
No. You start at some point. It's the same with me. I started a lot of guitar, and then there was a point that I'm saying, well, I want to study guitar in high school, so I go to the Royal Conservatory in the Netherlands, and I did the college over there.
There are lots of great musicians from the Netherlands, actually. A lot of nice bands and metal bands. And
And then I did school. I did so many lessons. I had 5, 6, 7 teachers in all those years. But then you're finished with school, and then you think, because if you go to high school of music, there is no guarantee that you can make a living of music. So it was okay. And now, and then I was thinking, well, I've got so much knowledge now. I started to teach because I want to spread what I know.
Okay, that's cool.
So it was not the intention, well, I'm going to be a guitar teacher. It happens as the years pass by.
Yeah, I did teaching when I was younger, actually, but I realized when I teach the whole day and I'm coming home, I'm not picking up the guitar anymore because I'm teaching the whole day. So I stopped teaching, actually. So it was draining my creativity.
Yeah.
And I told myself always, I don't want to play in cover bands or in tribute bands, or I don't want to be someone who's playing in a wedding band. It's okay if but it's not what I want to do. If I play guitar, I don't want to create something, and I just don't want to play stuff other people wrote, and I want still to be creative. And I would have preferred just to be a programmer and play guitar as a hobby, as long as I can do what I want to do, you know.
Okay.
And basically I kept the freedom by the other job as long as I could, or as long as it was necessary. And going the study route like you did, it's a completely different thing. You don't have a guarantee like other jobs. You learn and then you write letters to companies, and then 2 companies tell you, hey, I take you. It's not like being a musician is completely different. You know? It's in the end, it's still art.
Yeah, I know.
Especially if you want to do something like an original band, there's never a guarantee if you will do a living. So the motivation is not to be a professional musician, but to do it because you want to do it, because you have fun.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah. You know, and then it happens eventually, or maybe not.
No.
But But going the professional musician route, like going to a conservatory, and it's like a completely different route than going the band route.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always saying I'm at my best when I am behind stage.
Mm-hmm.
So to teach people.
Yeah, that's cool.
But if I wanna to be on stage and to work with professional musicians, then I need to show myself.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at you, what you've already done, because if you see the musicians at his solo work who work with you, the drummers were especially, so you have to show yourself to be somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, I promoted already the Darkside of the Moon. You work with Tom from Evergrey.
Mm-hmm.
And with our Dutch singer, Charlotte. Yeah.
She was so nice.
So, how do you do that? Is it just, well, I send an email to Tom. Tom, I'm working on a project.
Usually it's just it's an email, but the answer might take longer than you hope. Sometimes.
Yeah.
With Tom from Evergrey, I think it was Morten's connection, the drummer's connection, because the drummer from Darkside of the Moon is from Denmark, and Tom is from Sweden, and they all know each other up there.
Yeah.
So but we also had Rosander Panthera in there. She's a violin player from Moldavia, but she's a solo violin player from Hans Zimmer in the Hans Zimmer Orchestra. You know Hans Zimmer, right?
Hans Zimmer is one of my favorite composers,
and I've seen them live in Munich with Guthrie Goldman playing the guitar.
Oh man!
And I was.
Then you are drooling.
I wasn't drooling. I was crying actually. I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
It was so big
intense.
orchestra, so intense. It was so amazing and touching. And Rosander is a solo violinist from there, and she started like playing. She came, I think, with the age of 5 or 6 at a very young age to Vienna to study violin.
Yeah.
And she's crazy. And she recorded a video with us. And at one point she was saying, we had people with torches around us. And at one point she was saying, please get away with the torches a little bit, be careful. This violin is like a couple of million euros. So she's absolutely a crazy musician. And Charlotte she's such a great singer.
Yeah.
And I think she's just starting out again doing solo work.
Yes.
With her own band.
Yes, and
cool.
successful. Yeah, and Stefanie is now signing to. She's playing tonight.
Oh, she's playing tonight
in Eindhoven.
Oh right, maybe.
Yes, with Vola.
Oh right,
Yes.
I saw it right. They're playing. We played yesterday actually.
Yes. And how was it? The show yesterday?
It was great. It was our first time it was our second time in Holland actually. In Netherlands.
Yeah.
You say Netherlands or Holland?
Holland, Netherlands.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
For some years ago we played Castle Fest, which I think a medieval festival or something. Yeah, but it was really, really nice. People have been very nice.
Yes, I talked also a lot about with my students about atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I hear from students, I saw X band, not a great atmosphere, but I always tell him, if the band giving 100%, you have to give 100% back. I think you can feel that.
It's a flow of energy on stage.
Yes, it's also communication.
It's a conversation.
So if the people standing like this the whole evening, you're also playing. You need energy from the people. So that was good.
It was great.
Yeah, and tonight the show is almost sold out. Yes. I saw less tickets, so that have to be good.
And the clubs are great here. Actually, it's great infrastructure.
We hear that from many musicians. That in the Netherlands everything is quite good arranged for bands. Yes, especially bands from America. They love it to play in Europe and especially in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I think the infrastructure in the States is not as good as here. I think.
Yeah, and then you're playing for a lot of years guitars.
Yes. And
then that's why we're doing the interview. No, not only for the brand. I think you know it already. We we promote Framus
Yes.
since the beginning, and I'm a guitar teacher for 20 years. We started 4 years ago our little guitar shop, and then we were thinking, yes, what is good for us to promote, but have a good feeling about it. And then we did long research, Framus Guitars, and of course we met Hans-Peter and Nico, and now 4 years later, and we are sitting with you. It's the same, it happens.
Yes.
It was not planned.
Absolutely.
So in 4 years we are sitting with Hans Platz. No, it happened along the way.
Yeah.
But how did it happen with you? Because, okay, Framus is from Germany, and Hans Platz is from Germany, so it's a good combination. But
Yeah, and they're originally coming from my hometown actually, from Erlangen, which is next to Nuremberg, and they were located in that area before they went back to Markneukirchen, where they are now. Have you been there?
Yes,
Yeah,
we've been there for 1 week. We worked there from 7 o'clock in the morning
Oh,
till
really?
8 in the evening.
Oh.
Yes, because Hans says, well, if you're coming here, you have
Yeah.
to work. No,
Hans-Peter is such
no,
a...
Hans-Peter,
he's
if
crazy.
you see this,
He's
this
cool,
is
but
not
he's-
free.
okay.
But we don't want to do a touristic trip to be a dealer for just a company. No,
Yeah.
I want to feel it.
Well-
So we started on the work floor, till the office, that kind of thing.
Well, I love that I can drive there and talk to them, because if it's a Japanese or an American brand, you're always in Germany, you're separated, there might be a distributor, and you can't talk to the people unless you're a superstar like playing with Rammstein or whatever, you know. But I really like personal contact and personal touch, and I'm a very toy. I don't get the English word right now, but I'm very committed. You know, if I feel they're doing something for me, I'm doing something for them, and I like to build up a relationship.
They are very loyal.
That's the word I was looking for. Loyal, actually.
They are loyal if you are loyal.
Exactly.
And that's a good combination for us
Yeah.
to work with Hans and,
Yeah.
and Nico. But what was your first in touch? When was that?
It was really long ago. It was really a while ago. Like, more than 10 years. I don't really remember when it was the first time. But yeah, I always promoted Framus Guitars, and because they're doing such a great job, and they're, as you know, underestimated as well. Maybe like me, if you say so.
Yeah.
So.
So just show big one
Right.
guitar.
All right. This is my.
Yes. For the people that don't know,
This is my 7th string.
this is a special guitar, and
Yes.
there's a story behind it. So please
Right.
tell something about it. I know I saw a video, but
I think that's the only Diablo 7 string they built so far. Actually, they're doing a second one right now for me.
so that's a scoop.
Yes.
That's a scoop. There's another one coming. I'm jealous.
Yes. And this one is a fire one basically, and the other one will be like the ice one, like the white and the blue pattern, and this is the red and the black. And this guitar was burned actually with fire, and they did put resin on top of it and sealed it, and this is basically a natural. Yeah, if you feel it, you see the grain, you know, the wood grain.
That's what I like. That's what I like about Framus. You can feel the wood.
Yeah. They did put LEDs inside. Battery is low at the moment.
That's always nice.
Yeah, I need to change the battery. But yeah, I love it on stage.
Hans, you need to clean your fretboard.
I never clean my
As a guitar
fretboard.
teacher, you need to clean it.
I never clean my fretboard. And yeah, it has just one volume knob because the only reason I use a tone knob is to check if it's fully open. I never use a tone knob on an electric guitar. So it's bare knuckle pickups, an nail bomb, and a cold sweat, I think. Yeah. This I put on top that it doesn't ring here.
Okay.
You know, when you play distorted,
Yeah.
you hear it when you bump it.
Yeah. When you play tight rhythms,
Yes, exactly.
you don't want to have the little ring. Yeah. Scale length? Is it longer?
It's
Or?
26.5.
26.
So it's a bit longer, but not super long.
No. And it's a standard B.
It's
Or
standard
is
B.
it still lower? No.
Standard B or drop A.
Oh, okay, drop A.
So I change
so-
the stage between drop A and standard B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the neck? Maple.
Maple neck
Yeah.
and ebony fretboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we were at Framus,
Oh, wait, one- sorry.
if you check the luthiers, the luthiers
Ah, yes.
for the fret work, it's
Crazy.
amazing.
Absolutely.
It's-
If you go there and you don't feel
Yeah.
the frets.
No.
And at one point it fell from stage, actually. It fell like from
I
this.
saw that.
The video, you saw the video?
Yeah.
And it survived. It survived everything.
Yeah.
So cool. That's the only
Yeah.
mark. It's like
Yeah.
so it's very sturdy as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Also the technique about the neck joint.
Mhm.
A lot of people think, well, there are only 2 screws, but
No.
there's one also
Yeah,
inside.
it goes inside, right?
Yeah.
It's beneath the pickup.
Yeah. So for now, that's one of your main instruments that you are playing.
Yeah.
I see a lot on the socials, 7-string, and then of course,
This one here, I also have basically 2 of those, 124 frets
oh, 24.
with a Floyd Rose, and this is 22 with a vintage trim. The same pickups actually, bare metal pickups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Flint maple, it looks.
yeah, I like the
Yeah.
color,
Yeah.
you know.
Just the volume with the split or not?
Yeah. No,
No, no, not
this
that
one.
much.
It's a 5
Ah, for just five
way,
way, yeah.
yeah. It's a
Yeah.
5-way switch, yeah. Yes. But the next guitars I'm doing, they won't have a jump anymore for stage.
No. Okay.
If you play at home with a tremolo,
Yeah.
you know, I don't use it as often to that it makes sense to have all the hassle with it. And
Yeah.
just change strings and everything. you know.
Yeah.
Just to do 3 times
Yeah.
in the night to.
Yeah. So for the tour, these 2 guitars are your main guitars.
Yes,
You are,
yes.
you
I
are-
have 2 others with me.
Yeah.
Another 7-string not from Framus
Yeah.
and another 6-string. Yeah, but these are my main guitars.
Yeah.
I play usually live. And I'm looking forward to her sister. I just got pictures today from the wood.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone is curious.
Yeah, real. Yeah. And that's what I said. The Framus has a very long history. When you go to the museum in Markneukirchen, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
What is so much history in the museum?
Yeah.
And when we go there with Nico,
Mhm.
I saw the wooden frames and
Mhm.
I told Nico, can I have it?
Yeah.
I want to have yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's for in the museum. But so much history.
Absolutely.
Yes, and
So the history when they left after the war to build up the company and then they returned to where they originally came from and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool actually.
yeah,
And Hans Peter is also such a nice guy to his artists. I think he's not just
and they work
so loyal.
really
They
hard.
work,
They work
they
really
work
hard.
super hard.
We only were there for 1 week, but if I see the hours that they are making, Hans
Yeah.
Peter, from early in the morning till evening,
Mhm.
and Nico,
Mhm.
deep respect, and that's why we think the brand has to be higher up the ladder,
Yeah.
because the quality is so good.
Yes, absolutely.
The wood, natural drying for a couple of years.
Mhm. They're very
And then when
yeah.
when you see the process till the end,
Yeah, they have such a huge wood storage, like
Yeah.
you've seen it on the,
Yeah.
on the hall with all the wood, the different woods, and
and
it's
that
crazy.
all the guitars are black,
Mhm.
and the invisible fret.
Mhm. Yeah, right.
They are the only brand in the world that does that.
Yes.
So to wrap this interview up, because I really like.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment we're recording 2 new songs. We will do a video soon. And I didn't say that.
You didn't hear that
Yeah, and we will do an album.
with
another album.
with the same musicians
Yes.
as well?
I don't know about the guests, but it will be Melissa as well, Morton,
As well.
Jenny.
Yeah.
So the core musicians will be the same,
Yeah.
and we'll see about the guests who
Yeah.
will be in there.
So, okay, to wrap this interview up, thank you for watching, and Hans, thank you again for your time.
Thank you for coming.
And I hope that our viewers and listeners check Feuerschwanz out, and of course the Darkside of the Moon and Hans Platz, amazing musician, guitarist, and a great guy to talk to.
Thank you.
Bye bye, see you next time.
We could have talked longer. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Of course.